the cheesiest.
And almost every kid, let's say almost everybody calls for it. What's up, dog? He does it all the time. Oh, that's right. So do I need to film? Who are they? They're your cousins. In just a moment, we're just getting the last thing ready. Any minute, right now. That's your grandfather. He's like, how long is this gonna be? How long is this gonna be? I was like, I don't know. I was like, Daniel's pre-prepared. He's ready to go.
Shabbat Shalom. If you can find your way to your seats, we're going to be starting in just a second.
Philadelphia. Born and raised, where I spent most of my days. Florida, Maryland, New Jersey. Anywhere else?
Rabbi, after night. I need your help. I'm definitely, you're going to need to sing with me for this one. Here we go. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Here we go. Hine matov umanaim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanaim shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom.
So we just want to participate in every aspect of the service. We're going to begin with what's called a call to worship. And a call to worship is actually sort of Daniel saying, "Are you all ready to pray?" And of course, the response is, "Yeah, we are." But we say that in Hebrew, all right? So we're going to stand in our places for the words of Baruch, our call to worship.
Please rise. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, yotzer or uvarei chaseh, oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, hameir la'aretz, veladarim eleha berachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid, ma'aseh v'reshit. Marabu ma'aseh Adonai, kulam behokma asita, melach haaretz kinyaneta, titbarak Adonai Eloheinu, al shevacha ma'aseh yadeha, ve'al me'orei or se'asita, yefarucha selah, or chadash al Tzion ta'ir. V'nizku kulanu v'hea l'rot. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer ha'me'orot. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said. And light blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again. Your Sinai of life. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Mahuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavcha u'b'kol nafshecha u'b'kol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anohi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Vishinantam levaneha vidibarta bam bashifteha beveteha uvlekteha badere ushokbeha ukimeha ukshartam leot ayadeha vehayulitotafot bain eneha uktaptam Amazopeteha uvishareha lema antiskeru vaasitem ekomitzotai vitem kedoshim lelelehem ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzei tietem me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lahem le'ohim, ani Adonai Elohehem. We continue on page 239. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way, true and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice. Mi hamo ha ba'alim Adonai, mi Adonai yimlok olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ge'al Yisrael. Adonai sifaf tifta ufi agidahi lateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohei Avot, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zoher Hasada Avot v'imot, Umevegula b'nei b'nei b'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Mele Ozer, Umoshia Umagen. Baruch atah Adonai, Megain Abraham, Ezrat Serah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mehaye Hakol Atah Rav Loshia, Morid Hatah, Mehohem Hayim Hesed, Mehaye Hakol Berahamim Rabbi. Tomen Nofelim Verofi Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umahayim Anato, Lishinei Afar, Miha Moha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Mela, Melech Memit, Umahayim, Umatzmi Yeshua, Vene'eman Atah Lehayot Hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mehaye Hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sevaot, Melech haaretz, Kevodo.
Adir, Adirenu, Adonai, Adonenu, Madir Shimcha bechol haaretz.
Baruch Kevod Adonai, Mimkamo.
Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshienu, vehu Yashmienu, verachamav le'enei kol chai.
Ani Adonai Elohim, Yimlok Adonai Le'olam, Elohei Sion, Ledor Vador, Hallelujah.
Ledor vador nagid godlecha, ulnetzach netzachim kedushatcha nakdish, v'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush, le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. To all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God.
Here we go. Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shvi'i
Shabbat.
Kulam yizbeu v'tangu mituvecha Bad yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashto
Shabbat.
Chendat yamim oto karata Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Zecher lema'aseh v'reishit
Shabbat.
Zecher lema'aseh v'reishit Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Oneg Shabbat Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
We take time for silent prayer.
Shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imiru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imiru. Amen.
Daniel was just reminding me that we're now going to do Torah service, just in case anyone, you need to know that, right? Everyone needs to know that. We now come to Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of the Torah on Shabbat morning. David's bar mitzvah was a little different, is that right? It was a little different in the sense that it was the height, we're still in the pandemic, but it was at the height of the pandemic when we were in a much different situation. We were, at that time, Temple Bethel started to deliver Torah scrolls to everyone's houses, and because everything was online, everything was on Zoom. And while we have people who are joining us online, it is a little different today that we have to be actually in person and have an in-person service. One of the COVID keepers that we had is that when we were in the world of online services only and taking the Torah scrolls to our families' homes, we started to create a Torah pass where anyone could participate in the Torah pass no matter where they were located around the world. And it was a spoken Torah pass rather than a physical Torah pass, if that makes sense. And this has had special meaning to some of our families, and some of our families have wanted to continue that tradition of the spoken Torah pass as a way of passing down not just the physical Torah, but also the Torah of lessons and love that come from our families. So in order to do that, we're going to invite a lot of people up for the Torah pass. And I'm going to invite you to get in line as I call you, to get in line right standing next to the cantor, and then a line down this way so that we can have an orderly Torah pass. We can have Albert and Stella Blackstone, and Stuart Albert, and Barbara and Fred Birkin, and Lee Firestone and family, and Glenn Firestone and family. And then David, after Glenn, you're going to come up and speak. And then Lisa and Mike, if you will go.
Ready? Wait till they come up. I know. Hold on. Everybody's up. Today, as we pass the Torah to you, we share our love for family, celebrations, and Judaism. Daniel, we are so proud of you.
Today, as I pass Torah to you, I share my love for our religion and wish you abundant health, love, and prosperity.
Today, as we pass Torah to you, we hope that after our summer experience in Israel, you love Israel as much as we love you. I want a kiss. Kiss? Okay.
Today, as we pass Torah to you, we share our love of family and tradition.
Today, as we pass Torah to you, we share our commitment to Tikkun Olam, repairing the world.
I ask the congregation to please rise.
Daniel. Today, as I pass Torah to you, I share with you my love for food, running, adventure, sports, and a full Jewish life.
Today, as I pass Torah to you, I share with you my love for family, continuous learning, cooking, Jewish values, and traditions.
Daniel, today as I pass Torah to you, I share with you a Jewish life full of love, joy, health, and happiness.
Amen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. I know you know it. Here we go. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho.
You may be seated. My Torah portion is Va'chanan from the book of Deuteronomy. At this point in history, Moses is in the middle of a speech to the Jewish people, right before they cross into Israel. Moses' goal is to remind them of the laws and rules God has given the Jews to follow in the land. Moses tells the Jews that they and their descendants must follow these rules in order to survive and make certain the land will provide for them. Recently, my Aunt Barbara and Uncle Freddie took my parents, my brother, and me to Israel. There we learned about what our ancestors had to endure to sustain Judaism and create a Jewish state. We also learned what we and our descendants must continue to do to ensure that Judaism survives and thrives for future generations. My Torah portion includes the words of the Shema and Ve'ahavta, prayers that we sang earlier. Moses tells the Jews to teach their children about the importance of loving God and provide specific ways to follow the rules. One example is to inscribe the rules on the doorposts of our homes, which is why we have mezuzahs today with the Shema prayer inside. The Shema is an important piece of history that remains a valuable part of our religion today because it reinforces how the Jews came to believe in, love, and cherish Adonai our God. As I read my Torah portion, I wondered why Moses emphasized that there was Echad, one God. Most people I come in contact with believe in just one God, so why would Moses have to explain that Adonai is our one and only God? It's because in Moses' time, many people believed in worshiping idols, multiple gods, or other things like fire or water. So it might have been hard for these people to believe in the concept of this one God. Also, a lot of the things people worshipped were tangible. They could be seen or touched, but Adonai our God can't be seen or touched or visually proven to exist. This may have been the first time people were asked to believe in something they could not prove. This helps to explain the reason for the next line of the Shema. Moses told the Jews, "You shall love the eternal Adonai your God with all your whole heart, with all your soul, and with all your might." The Jews now have to believe in something they can't prove, plus love it with everything they have. This seemed difficult to grasp, but let's think about it in today's world. When my coaches tell me to run past the finish line, I try harder and run faster than I would otherwise, even though I can't prove this will make me win. We can't always see our hopes and dreams, but we can still believe in them and work towards them. We must believe in ourselves and work hard to achieve our dreams. Moses knew that in order for Jews to prosper in Israel, they would need to believe in something greater than themselves. I hope we can all take away the importance of committing fully to what we believe and how we choose to live our lives. It is crucial to constantly remember that there are greater things than just ourselves, including God, our people, and our community. When we remember this, we can be our best selves. Shabbat Shalom.
Such a boss.
For the first Aliyah this morning, I'd like to invite forward Stuart Alpert and Estelle and Albert Firestone.
Adonai Hamvarah, Baruch Adonai Le'olam Vaed, Baruch Atah Adonai Elohim Vaed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'chavanu mikol ha'anim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch Atah Adonai Notain HaTorah. Amen.
V'zot hamitzvah hahukim v'hamishpatim asher siva Adonai Elohem lelamed ethem la'asot ba'aretz asher atem ovrim shama l'rishta lema'an tira et Adonai Elohecha lishmor Eko hukotav umitzvotav asher anohi mitzaveha ata uvinha uven binha kol yemeha yeha uman yarhun yameha Veshamata Yisrael Veshamarta lasot asher itav leha v'asher tirvun me'od asher diber Adonai Elohei avateha La eretz avat halav udvash.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'kayei olam natan b'Toreinu. Baruch Atah Adonai Notain HaTorah. Amen.
And we say Yasher Koach for keeping up the strength, for honoring the Torah, for honoring Shabbat, and for, of course, honoring your grandson today. If you will, I know this is really hard for you, but if you'll give him a big hug.
Oh.
That's a tough one.
Not hard at all. Not hard at all.
And you'll stand right on the other side of the cantor.
Wait here.
And it is my pleasure and honor to invite forward your parents and your brother Michael and Lisa and, of course, David.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorah. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notain HaTorah.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'kol lavav uv'kol nafshecha uv'kol me'odecha והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווה היום על לבבך.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
And we say Yeshua Koach for honoring Shabbat and Torah, and of course for raising a great kid and for being a big brother. We're going to go for the second of the brotherly hugs.
All right, Daniel, it is your turn, the official final aliyah, the bar mitzvah aliyah, and we call you Daniel Ian Firestone to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. Ya'amod Daniel Yadi ben Leah Rachel uMichael ha-bar mitzvah la'aliyah la-Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'shinatam levaneha v'divarta bam, v'shivteha beveteha, uvekteha b'aderet, uvshokbeha, uvkumeha, ukshartam leot al yadeha, v'hayu letotafot beineneha, uktavtam amozizot beteha, uvisharecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'hayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And we say aloud, Yeshua Koach, for honoring Shabbat and honoring Torah, becoming a bar mitzvah in our community today, for all the learning that you've done, all the good deeds that you have done. We say keep up the strength, or in Charlotte, North Carolina, we say keep pounding. Right, that we want you to keep going as far in doing awesome, amazing things. What a beautiful, beautiful job today. I'm going to invite your brother to sit on the bima. Your brother's going to go sit in the big chair right over there. He looks totally shocked and surprised. Your parents are going to take a seat. And if you would like to sit down, you can sit down as well. As we have our Torah out, in our community, we think of our loved ones who are in need of healing. Healing of mind and body and spirit and soul. In our community, we have a list of names which we're going to project right now, and we're going to see their names. But as their names are projected, I would like you to think of people that you know who are in need of healing. Whether they are at home or in hospitals, whether they're the person who's sitting right next to you, or whether it is yourself. And we offer prayers of healing and wholeness. As my eyes go around the room, I want to invite you to either say their names out loud or silently in your own heart. Thank you. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh Cholim. Blessed are you, O God, who walks with, who supports, who comforts those in need.
Misheberach avotenu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach
On Shabbat mornings, we read an additional something called a Haftarah, the additional reading. And the Haftarah is connected to the Torah portion often, very often, thematically. The reason why is because there were times in our history when Jews were not allowed to read the Torah. And so our rabbis chose sections from the books of prophets to connect to the themes of the Torah portion so that we could read the Torah without actually reading the Torah. And we kept that tradition of reading that throughout the last 1,000 years. There are also special haftarot, there are special haftarah readings from the books of prophets that actually are about the season of the year that we're in. And so we are in a season of year where we just observed the Memorial Day known as Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, which commemorates the multiple destructions of the temple in Jerusalem and many other calamities that have befallen on the Jewish people. And it became sort of the central mourning date for many of the calamities that have happened in Jewish history. So we observed Tisha B'Av last Saturday evening. And the first Haftarah that follows that commemoration of a terrible, tragic set of events is known as Shabbat Nachamu. And this is, in fact, Shabbat Nachamu, the Shabbat of consolation. And so what Daniel is going to read, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear the words after the blessings. You're going to hear the words, Nachamu, Nachamu, comfort, comfort my people. And the next 7 weeks, we read these special haftarot, these special readings, to bring comfort to our people from a place of destruction and mourning to the potential and possibility of rebuilding all the way leading up to the High Holy Days. And so we have to understand that we are now, for the clergy in the room, this means when you hear Shabbat Nachamu, you know that you're preparing for the High Holidays, right? Because we're leading ever closer to the High Holidays with consolation, with love, and with recognition that we go sometimes from brokenness to healing, from darkness to light, right? And all contained within these words. Daniel will chant the blessing, and then you'll hear these famous words of Shabbat of the Haftarah from Isaiah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar bin tovim v'ratzah v'direhem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'torah u'moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Nahamu, Nahamu, Ami, Yomar, Elohem, Daberu, Alev, Yerushalayim, Vikiru, Eleha, Ki Malaya Seva, Ki Nirtza, Avana, Ki Lakeha, Miyad, Adonai, Kefelayim, Beho Hatateha, Ko Kore, Bamidbar, Panu, Derek, Adonai, Yasheru, Ba'arava, Mesila, Leloheinu, Koge, Inase, Ve'ohar, Ve'giva, Ishpalu, Ve'haya, Ehakov, Mishor, Ve'harehasim, Leviga, Vinigla, Kivot, Adonai, Ve'ra'u, Hobasar, Yaktav, Ki pi Adonai diber. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sorho halamim sadik beho ha'adarot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'osei hamdaber imkayem shehoderav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'nevim ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh Shenetat Adonai Eloheinu Likdusha v'limnuha lehavod otifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anaknu bodim la uvarhim otah yitbrak shimha b'fi kol hay tamei le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat. Thank you to everyone that helped me navigate my journey to becoming a bar mitzvah. Thank you, Rabbi Knight, Cantor Mary, Rabbi Class, teachers, Madrahim, and tutors for preparing me to become a Jewish adult, lead my community in prayer, and read Torah. To all of our family friends, thank you for tasty meals, adventures, and holiday celebrations. Thank you to my teammates for encouraging me to run faster and being great friends. Thank you to my aunts, uncles, and cousins for exemplifying Jewish values and for sharing holidays, vacations, boating, jet skiing, kayaking, and tubing with me. I'm named after my grandma Doris. Thank you, Grandma, for providing Jewish books for your future grandchildren to learn from and enjoy, and writing us a special message in each book. Grandpa Stu, thank you for teaching me how to fish, taking me out to eat, and always making time for me. Thank you, Grandma Estelle and Grandpa Al, for visiting me, going on trips with me, and cooking cluedo with me. David, thank you for being my favorite brother. Thank you for being the motivation you give me for my races and for being an amazing role model. Mom and Dad, thank you for loving me, caring for me, being my biggest cheerleaders, and helping me study. Thank you for teaching and demonstrating the values of education, hard work, and gratitude. I love you both. Mom and Dad, please join me on the beamer.
Daniel, your father and I love you always. Mazel tov on becoming a bar mitzvah. The last 13 years have been amazing, and we know your future will be even brighter. We are extremely proud of you. You work diligently studying Torah and prayers. Everyone is impressed with your accomplishments leading the service, reading Torah and Haftorah, and eloquently educating us on your Parsha. But none of us are surprised. You have always put your full heart into all of your endeavors. We feel great joy watching your dedication play out across all of your life's pursuits. We are in awe of how much of an amazing son, brother, relative, friend, scholar, and athlete you are. I thoroughly enjoy coaching you and your amazing friends in cross country and track. We will always be your greatest cheerleaders.
Daniel, we are blessed to have you as our son. You are brilliant, loving, and passionate. As you grow, always be true to yourself. Exude confidence, understanding, and compassion. Respectively, speak truth and wisdom. Choose wisely and act with great integrity. Advocate for what you believe and pursue your dreams. Show gratitude for the love and blessings you receive. Live a life filled with health and happiness, and shine with the light of the Torah.
You are named for your grandma Doris, and we enjoy so much of her in you. You both share a love of learning, caring for your family, and a smile that melts hearts. You both show exuberance for everything you do. Daniel, we are grateful to have our loved ones here celebrating with us and for the support everyone at Temple Beth El has provided to you and our family.
Daniel, we are thrilled to have your bar mitzvah in person at our temple. You attended Tat Shabbat, religious school, and mitzvah days here. We were matched with our supper club friends here whom over the past 7 years have become family. Having served on the Brotherhood board for 10 years, I recall numerous nights of you eating dinner with the board while doing your homework. It's comforting to be here surrounded by those memories. Daniel, you and David will have each other long after we are gone. No matter what occurs in your future, love, champion, empower, and stay close to each other. Remain actively involved in each other's lives and stay best friends. We love you always.
I'm going to ask the congregation to please rise. Daniel, your Torah portion is one of the most famous Torah portions that there is because it contains the words of the Shema and the words of Yahavta, which are prayers that we say multiple times a day. But that first phrase of Shema, right, you've seen it, you looked at it multiple times, and you saw how the last letter of the word Shema, the ayin, is really big. And you saw that the last letter and the last word, echad, right, the dalet is really big. And the ayin and the dalet, right, are both really big comparatively to the other words and other letters and the rest of the text. And of course, that has led our rabbis to wonder, what does that mean? Why is there a really big ayin? And why is there really a big dalet? And some of our rabbis have said, well, if you take those two letters together, depending on the vowels that you use, it could spell one of two words. It could be something that is infinite, like God. As I spoke about last night, right, that the Shema teaches us that Adonai Echad, right, is God is one, and that there is an infinite God, that we are all connected to the infinite nature of the universe. And that's a beautiful teaching. The other is that the word can be, with a Seir, it could be a, which means witness. What does it mean to witness? It means, right, to be watchful, to see, and to look around us, to be observant, but also sometimes to stand up for what is true. You have a way of being a witness to the infinite in the world. You are a pretty observant kid. You recognize the things that are happening all around you. And you also have a way of speaking up and using your voice for good. And so my prayer for you is the prayer that is right at the center of the Torah, right? The prayer that says that we listen for the unity and oneness in the universe. We are witnesses to the people around us, and that we stand up, and you continue to stand up for what is righteous and good and enduring in the world. At the center of the Torah is also a blessing, which is one of the oldest blessings that we have. In the Jerusalem Museum, which I think you may have gone to, there is an amulet there, right? And on that amulet are the words of the prayer, which is right at the center of the Torah. And they carved and dated that amulet to well over 3,000 years ago. So we know that this is in fact one of the oldest written prayers that we have. It's one of the few fragments of prayers that still exists from that long ago. And it's a prayer that the priests would give to the people, and that parents give to their children. So everyone here is going to have a role too. We're all going to say the words Ken. Everyone repeat after me. Ken. Yehi. Ratzon. Now we're going to put that together and say Ken Yehi Ratzon. It means may this be God's will. And after the cantor chants and I translate each stanza, we respond, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. I'm going to invite your parents to place their hands on your shoulders, to take a moment to take a deep breath, if you want to close your eyes, and to receive this blessing from the tradition of our faith.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ken yehi ratzon. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's radiance shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Ken yehi ratzon. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom.
shalom, of peace and shlemut, of wholeness.
Ken Yehi Ratzon.
May this be God's will, and let us all say.
Amen.
Continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach, which are on the screen.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon
Hakol la take gedulat leotzer breshit lo asamanu keye haratzo velo stamanu kegamit rahod ha'adama shele samha kain el chachem vigora leinu hechol hamonam Ba'ananu korim umishkachavim umadim Livnei melech malhei chamachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al
Haaretz.
Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
You may be seated. At this time, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts as our own. We're in a period of Shoshim, observing the first 30 days after the deaths of Herbert Corday, Harriet Hirschman, Andrew Hart, Sally B. Kohlenberg, Rabbi Stanley E. Solman, and B. Melvin Swan. Mark 17 Sabbaths and yard sites anniversaries of the deaths of Harry Allwise, Florence Ginsburg Anna, Jean Anna, Harriet Atlas, Rose Bauman, Alice Berkelhammer, Jay Bay, Mark J. Bernbach, Dora Borchardt, Helmut Brand, William Caleb, Harold Kessler, Harold Cohen Jones, Ruth Danziger, Edith Epstein, Baton Feldman, Francis Rosenbaum Foreman, Mo Frank, Hattie Freshman, Bernard Stanley Gaines, Ruth Goldman Asher, Meyer Isidore Gordon, Samuel Gould, Rosalind Reschler, Pat Harrington, Harold Herman, Kathleen Campbell Hopkins, Leonard and Jean Dillon, Larry Haley, Elsie Caro, John Melville Hare, Mary Ann Silverman Lamb, S. Donald Malton, Dora Mayer, Monroe Newell, Rose Malcolm Newman, Dale Robert Merlin, Morris Machuca, Sue K. Opper, Rosemary Page, Edgar Pearl, Richard Kaiser, Israel Richmond, Robert Rowe, Samuel Rossberg, Lily Rubenstein, Victor Salvin, Sigrid Stewart Shackleton, Ben Schwartz, Larry M. Schwartz, Rita Stein, Julius Strauss, Renee Goodman Vernon, Nathan Wallace. Daniel Stanley wishes to remember on this day Doris Alpert, Fran Alpert, Ellie Alpert, Rebecca Lasco, Irving Lasco, Ida Firestone, Frank Firestone, Joel Everson, Barbara Firestone, Sol Latani, and Daniel Isabel. There are other people who are remembering names on this day. Members of all who died in the Shoah and the Holocaust, our first responders, and those who died defending the state of Israel. Zichronam Livracha, may all their memories be for a blessing. As we stand as one congregational family with the words of Kaddish Shatom, the mourner's Kaddish, please rise.
Sidor Vidgara Shameraba, Ba'almat Dibrak Kirte Vinlik Mahute, Ba'chayahon Ubiomahon Uchadehol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uvizman Karif Imru Amen. Yehe Shemei Rabba Mara Elam Umel Vit Ara, Vit Ba, Vit Ha'ar, Vit Ramam, Vit Naseh, Vit Hadar, Vit Hala, Vit Hala, Shemei de Kudisha, Berehu, La La Min Ko, Mata Hata, Chief Becheta, Veneche Mata, Damiran, Dama, Imru, Amen. Yehe Shama Rava Min Shemai, Yeharim, Amen Ve'ako Yisrael, Vimru, Amen. O say shalom b'mirma, Uya say shalom aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael. Amen.
Ose shalom bimromav, huya ase shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imiru. Amen. All right, Daniel, we're at the end. We're going to head over this way, and we're going to invite your mom and your dad and your brother back up for one final moment as we conclude this phenomenal Shabbat service. Come on up. All right, we have 3 prayers left to say this morning. The very first one is going to be to give gratitude to God for bringing us to this moment. Now, Daniel, this is my 12th year at Temple Bethel. Plus, there were some years I was here when I was younger. And I have known your parents like this whole time, and they're awesome. And one of the things I want to lift up about them, your dad talked about it a little bit in his speech, and that's all the different ways that they have given to our community over the years. In many ways, for me, when I was super young, your parents were like the best role models of what it means to lead in the Jewish community, what it means to give of yourself and your time and your energy to make the Jewish community the vibrant, exciting place that we want. So, may you walk in their footsteps and give of yourself and lead, and now I'm going to cry, and help to build the world that you know is right and good and just. And they're very good people to learn that from. So, with all of the love that they have put into you, it is no wonder that we are here at this moment offering thanks to God for today. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. And we offer the words of Kiddush, which is our way of saying that this time is sacred and set apart. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim. And the third and final blessing offers gratitude to God for bread and food that comes forth from the earth. And also, at this moment in our service, it's kind of like a transition into all of the celebrating that you are about to do. Some well-deserved good times. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
And we say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov.
Congratulations. You're welcome. I'm so glad you
Kaka, another piece of food?
If anybody here doesn't know,
No.
they should all know all the good things.
Love.
Congratulations.
Good. That's really good.
Shabbat shalom. Sorry. One.
What? Okay. Ooh. What? 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 One. 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 Okay. What? 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 Okay.